Once you've cleaned down your shower and it's all sparkling, absolutely, you can see yourself in it, it's beautiful. Consider a thought that the drainage may very well need to match that cleanliness. So just have a look in here. This one's not too bad, but it's not too good either. So the filters of these things usually just lift off, and as you can see, this one catches all the gunk, which is designed to do. But obviously it retains a lot of that gunk, and despite how clean and shiny your shower may look, there's all sorts of stuff lurking around in here, and shudder to think anybody could actually lift this just to see if you have considered to clean it, and check that you've not. You'll be the talk of the town. Now, so all we do next is we bring a scrubber. I purposely went and got one. I suggest you do not use the same one that you use to clean your bottles and dishes and whatnot in the kitchen. Have one specifically for the bathroom use, or shower use, or whatever it happens to be, just so that you're not introducing anything into utensils that you'd otherwise sip from, drink from, eat from, etc. So we give this a good scrub. Don't be afraid to give it a good, and as you can see in this particular instance, this filter will come out, which is fabulous. That's exactly what we want. Now you can just see how dirty that is, right? So, not meaning to spoil your cleanliness, it'll certainly be a darn sight cleaner once you're done, and it'll be thoroughly clean. So we clean the bottom of the well, of the sump, give it a good seal too. And just make sure you get it in underneath the rim, just as you would with the toilet, because a lot of stuff rests in there. Just give it a little shake off. Then use your shower, or another way of introducing water, clean water at that, to just flush away, wash away all the stuff from the shower drainage. And once you're doing that, introduce again while that's flowing nicely, just to make sure it's all cleaned away, that there's no residue remaining. Apologies here for getting the shadow into the shot, such is the means of the thing. Just make sure it's all cleaned away. Just give that a little stop it right there. Be careful about introducing your hands. Wear gloves, obviously, sometimes. If more convenient, in this case we're just using water at this point. Make sure that the capsule itself is clean. Submerge it. Give it a little rinse. Clean it all out. And look at that now, that looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? Now, there's this bio that needs to match. And as you can see, there's lots of hair and sludge and bits and bobs and all the yuck of the day once you wash yourself and leave the shower. It's all captured in here, which is what it's meant to do. But don't forget, this needs to be clean and hygienic, just the same as the exterior and the interior of the shower cabinet would be and is as well. Okay, something that's certainly worthwhile doing is cleaning. Once you've cleaned this out, pop the kettle on the boil, and just before it actually boils, knock it off. Let it sit for a few minutes, and then very carefully pour semi-boiled water. Just water, don't be introducing anything to it, no detergents, no bleaches, nothing like that. Just pour it over this element, as it were, and that'll just clear off anything that's in there that may be harbouring any germs. Give it a good wash, clear it out, use whatever utensils for cleaning you do wish to make sure you give it a good scrub. Some of these things come apart, but if you're going to take it apart, be very careful that you don't lose any of the screws. Otherwise, leave it intact, and also where water's involved and things settle, they become a little bit brittle, especially these little fan-like things inside. They're not moving parts or anything, but they become brittle with being constantly submerged in water. The longevity of some of these plastic products certainly does deteriorate once they're submerged for a very long time, as you would see here, and it's out of sight, you know. So a good thing for if you want to do it yourself, by all means. If you have a cleaner that pops in, do ask them if they wish to consider cleaning this element as well, whilst they do the rest of your shower and your bath and what have you. You know, and reward them handsomely for it. Don't be abusing anybody and get them to clean out this gunk. It's not pretty. If you wouldn't do it yourself, don't ask someone else to do it. Simple as that. So you know, have some etiquette about the thing. So that's one of the things. Or you can contact me. I'll come along and I'll do it for you. So once you've done all that, again, just make sure that use your aerosol, whatever it is, just to pump out excess water from in there. Introduce a detergent, quite a strong one. In this case, we're going to use bleach, straight bleach. We're not going to dilute it or anything. There's water in there already, sufficient to do just that job. So we introduce some bleach. You can sparingly add quite a bit in there. Make sure you get it all around. Get it around what's covered. What things that are out of sight aren't necessarily out of mind. Give it a good scrub round. Don't be shy with it. Be careful with bleach and products, and just test a little bit perhaps on a similar plastic, just to make sure you don't discolour anything with the coloured, tinted basins and what have you. Be careful using bleach in that respect. Don't, in other words, use a diluted substance that will be just as effective with regard to cleanliness and hygiene, what have you. So don't be shy about rubbing it around. Use gloves just to protect yourself. If you feel you may risk yourself getting splashed, what have you. Don't be shy about making sure that all the nooks and crannies are bleached. As you saw at the beginning, there's quite a residue in there. You don't want that kind of thing under your feet necessarily. So once you've done that, do the same thing with the other. And you can see there already it's starting to come up quite a lot brighter, isn't it? Just like it was in the showroom. Then once you've all that cleaned away, just shower it all off and put the components, give them a little clean as well, what have you. Put the components back into place in the reverse order that you took them out. Clean this boy as well, all around. Don't be shy, as I say, with the bleach. Clean it all off, give it a good thorough rinse, pop it all back on, and then when you pop round to your neighbours for a cup of coffee, you know what to talk about and bring up. And if you don't want to do this job yourself, by all means, if you're local, drop me a line. I will pop along and I will do the dirty work for you. Now, just a word of advice: if your shower or the drain of this nature is in an enclosed space, do ensure that you've got plenty of ventilation when you're administering the bleach, especially when you're doing it raw, straight in. Bleach can be quite strong and get you in the back of the throat. Do wear a mask. We're sort of used to all that mask stuff, if you wish, but do ensure that there's someone else around, an adult preferably, in the dwelling where you are, just in case you need help or what have you. Bleach can overcome. It's quite strong stuff, especially if you're putting it on straight. Alright, so just be aware of that. Ensure you've got ventilation. Have a mask. Wear gloves if you feel threatened by the detergent itself and you're not used to using it direct, and ensure that you don't become splashed by it. Do wash your hands immediately afterwards and what have you, and all the utensils you've used. Shower down the shower and the basin afterwards when you're finished, and voila, job done. Now, when you go on all those Airbnbs and you book your nice bed and breakfast and what have you, and the room just looks absolutely stunning and it's shining, and you've done the finger test to make sure there's no dust on the top of the doors, check inside the shower drain. Just check. Then you'll know whether it's truly clean or not. Alright, job's a good one.